Peace and love, family. Welcome back. If we are meeting for the first time, I am Oshun Yinka, your favorite womb goddess. So as you can see in the title of this video, I am going to be telling you the number one thing, the number one skill that you must master to elevate in your spiritual journey. This one skill is going to transform your life forever. And I'm not just saying that for clickbait. I'm so serious. It is going to change your life forever. You'll be able to just see the world through a different lens once you apply and master this one skill. So if you want to know what that skill is, keep watching and make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you get any value from this video.
Yinka. I'm the spiritual type, and I'm a boss too. I'm a strong black woman. I can teach you femininity, the life of luxury. Come chill with me and let me show you.
The one skill that you need to take your business to the next level, to take your femininity to the next level, to elevate on your spiritual journey, to completely transform your life is mastering discernment. Yep. You have to learn how to master discernment. We hear all the time that life is about choices. Life is about decisions. And all discernment is the ability to decide. Now, making a choice and making a decision are two completely different things. Let me explain. So for an example, I can choose to have a burger or I can choose to have a salad. That is a choice. A decision would me be deciding to be healthy, meaning that I consistently make choices that are conducive to the decision that I have made. Are y'all following? Okay, so discernment, discerning, the ability, the mastery of discerning is the one skill that is going to transform your life forever. Once you master discernment, you'll stop putting your power in other people's hands. You'll stop putting your destiny in other people's hands. You'll have a connection to source that is so powerful that you trust so much. Whatever source you believe in, whatever systems that you follow, whatever principles that you follow, you'll be able to connect to that, and you'll be so embedded in that within yourself, because we were made in God's image. So there, even when it comes to your prayers, you won't be praying from a place of desperation. You won't be praying from a place of being powerless. You'll be praying from a place of declaration and clarity and understanding and wisdom. So that's the biggest difference from the way that you operate on a daily basis to even the way that you operate in your spirituality. Once you master discernment, it's going to completely change. I know you're thinking, so Yinka, how do you master discernment? How do you build that discerning muscle? How do you learn how to make decisions? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first way to learn how to make decisions is by making decisions, okay? Too often people are making minute choices all day long, but it's rare that people are making decisions. Again, we understand the difference between choices and decisions. And when I say that most people don't make decisions, it's because most people are afraid of commitment. Most people are very non-committal. They don't want to commit to a decision, so they just make small choices here and there. Oh, well, I'm just spiritual. I'm not Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Jewish. You know, I don't do anything. I'm just spiritual. That is you consecutively making choices, but you are not deciding to be a part of any system. So that is a choice. It's not a decision. When you are I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I don't like labels and things like that. And y'all, I am someone who doesn't like labels, because most of the time the labels aren't the labels that man give, they're not incongruent to how I feel. Like it's so many expectations that comes with labels specifically. So I'm not saying that you need to label yourself, but you internally need to be able to make a decision. If I say I made a decision to be healthy, that is not equivalent to making a decision to be vegan. I can make a decision to be healthy. And if I choose to eat a piece of fish, or if I choose to eat a piece of goat meat or whatever, I still can make conscious, I can still follow that up with choices of detoxification, choices of fasting, choices of discipline after making a choice that was maybe not to my highest need at that moment. Does that make sense? So life is about decisions, not just choices, but decisions. And your life will change when you start to make constant decisions. So the next way to increase your discernment is not relying on other people to validate your intuition. As a professional, I can only speak for myself. I teach my students how to fish, and I teach my clients how to fish. I don't want anybody dependent on me. Anybody. I believe in self-sufficiency. I believe in helping people to get to a place where they're not dependent. I would not be doing you justice if all I did was just hand you things, hand you information. I'm going to gear you back to how to solve this problem for yourself. I want you to be able to make decisions for yourself. So even in that, not going to people constantly, like, it's okay to need confirmation. It's okay every now and then to, if you don't know the answers, if you truly are stuck with something, to go and ask people for help. It's okay to ask for help, but I don't want you to be reliant and depending on asking people things that you could have easily just Googled. Like, that's what be getting me. Like, people ask all the time in comments and in my comment section and stuff like that. It's just simple things that you could have literally asked Google. You could have easily just use your own discernment to answer that question. Where's the best place that I can buy candles? Where's the best place that, I can buy a scarf? In a world of Amazon, why are you asking redundant questions? And every time you ask questions that you know the answer to, or every time you ask questions that you have took zero time out of your day to actually go find the answer yourself, you are removing your power from within and handing it over to someone else. I typically ignore comments like that because I want you to go get the answers for yourself. I also ignore comments that ask like, oh, well, where did you get your information from? Where could you cite your source and things like that? Not because I don't want to cite my source, or because I feel like, I don't have the answer to it. It's simply because I know for a fact you're not going to go look up those sources. Because if you were someone who was discerning, someone who didn't take what I said or what anybody said for law, and you go and do your own due diligence with things, all you had to do was go look from the information that I gave you. All you would do is go and look for it yourself. You would just go and find information that either confirms or denies the information that I just said. That's what people who are discerning do. They don't just take what people say as law. Like, even if you ask me something, I know absolutely nothing about you. You haven't booked a consultation or anything. I know nothing about you, and you're asking me something that's about your personal situation. Why do you even trust my information? Why, like, who am I for you to even be trusting what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be able to discern for ourselves and take all information with a grain of salt, and be able to go and find our answers for ourselves. That is what somebody who is discerning does. And the last tip that I have for you to strengthen your discernment is simply learning how to make a mistake. Learning how to make a mistake. People go through adversity and they equate adversity to being out of alignment. Just because you are going through a struggle, you're going through a challenge, it does not mean that you're out of alignment. It just means that you either, one, made a poor decision, or that decision wasn't for your highest good, or it just means that was just a part of the journey. When you go through you're intentionally going through a shadow phase, meaning that you're going through a phase of intentional healing. You're going to your childhood and trying to pull back those layers of trauma. When you say, okay, I am going through a healing phase, adversity comes with the territory. So it wouldn't make sense for you to say, oh, well, I must just be out of alignment because it just feels like my world is turning upside down. Everything is just going upside down. I'm confused about everything. I don't know my left from my right. That's a part of the healing process. That doesn't mean that you're out of alignment. It means that that's the trauma being presented to you and shown to you so that it's being brought to the surface so that you can heal. That's all that is. So when we learn how to make mistakes, when we learn that adversity does not equate to being out of alignment, then we can also make more decisions. A lot of people base their decisions off of their past mistakes. So if you made a mistake with something, most of the time you're going to repeat those mistakes if you did not learn the lesson in the mistake. How do you know that this wasn't a good thing to do if you did not make a mistake? Lessons are learned in making mistakes. If you did everything right the first time, you would never learn anything because you would master everything. So the only way to grow is to be able to make a decision, no matter what the decision is, make the decision. And if it happens to be a not so good decision, then you'll know what not to do next time. And if it's a good decision, you'll know what to continue doing. That is the process of life. We have to learn how to do that. We tell that to children all the time. At first you don't succeed, try again. We tell children that. Children model that. You've never seen a baby say, fuck it, I'm not going to learn how to walk because I keep falling down. They continue to get up because they know that that is the process. It's going to be challenging. I have to learn how to, keep my balance. I have to learn how to take a step and still keep my balance. I got to learn how to lift this leg up and move forward. They're not constantly saying like, well, this is just a little bit too hard for me. I don't think that this is it. Like I must not be doing this baby thing right because I just keep on falling every time I stand up. Like they figure it out. So as adults, we have to learn how to walk again and allow ourselves to be a student. Allow ourselves to be a student of life. Allow yourself to be a student of life and to learn and to make mistakes. But we have to make a mistake. You have to first learn how to make a decision. And then the last thing that I'm going to say to add on to that is once you make a mistake or once you make a decision, to increase your discernment, you have to make better choices. When you find out that wasn't a good choice, you have to learn how to make better choices. It's okay to make bad choices. That's a part of the game. You will never be able to learn if you don't make bad choices, right? So to increase your discernment, you have to, and not only just increase your discernment, but to increase your trust in yourself to make decisions. To be able to do that, you have to stop choosing the same wrong choices. If you know that when you drink, after the third shot, you get belligerent, you get a hangover, you understand the repercussions to that choice. But next weekend, you're going to do the exact same thing again. You are literally, when you do things like that, you are literally dumbing down your discernment. You're telling yourself that, I don't know, oh, this snuck up on me. Oh, I didn't know this, girl, Hennessy been Hennessy since the beginning of time. Meaning that if it took you 3 shots last weekend to get tore up, it's going to take you 3 shots the next weekend to get tore up. I don't care if you choose to eat something, put something on your stomach before or not. You already know the consequences of that choice. And when you continue to make choices that you already know you don't like, the consequences that come with that, then you're choosing to not strengthen your discernment, but to weaken your discernment. And the same as the opposite. When you are constantly making choices that, okay, well, I see that it's a good decision when I plan out my day before, the night before, when I use a schedule and I stick to the schedule the night before, the next day I have a clearer head. I'm more focused. I get a lot more done. I'm more productive when I plan it out the night before. So if I keep planning out my day the night before, by habit, I'm going to strengthen my discernment because I see that this choice was good for me and I continue to do that thing. I hope that this information was helpful. If it was, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like this video, if you want more videos on how to heighten your spirituality, how to tap into your feminine energy, and to just live a holistic life, a life of abundance, a life of freedom, a life of decisions, then make sure that you subscribe to this channel because there are plenty more videos where this came from, and I will see you in the next one.
I'm the spiritual type.
Oh, wait. I forgot to tell you guys, we also have a Patreon. We have a Patreon, y'all. We've had a Patreon for like the last couple of months, and in the Patreon we're teaching you spirituality. I am teaching you how to become a godly person. It is not gender specific, you know, it's not just for women. It's for anybody who wants to learn hoodoo. It's for anybody who wants to learn how to actually get into a spiritual system so that you can build an intimate relationship with God and not just be out here, you know, praying to the universe and not really seeing manifestations work for you. The reason why your manifestations aren't working is because you don't flow with anything. You don't have any systems that you're putting together to actually make it come into fruition. So I'm going to teach you in the Patreon. We're working on that right now. How to become a godly woman, how to become someone who lives the medicine, our ancestral medicine, and live a life of abundance. The Patreon is only $5.99, patreon.com/Oshunyinka, and the link, it will be in the description as well. But come on and join into the community so that we can grow together, so that you can have some accountability partners, and so that we could just build this community of love and wisdom. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Be blessed. Bye.
I'm the spiritual type, and I'm a boss too. I'm a strong black woman. I can teach you femininity, the life of luxury. Come chill with me and let me show you. Yinka.